71-year-old man that's been homeless for quite a few years now. Where I'm staying at right now, I've been camping there for a little over 6 years.
You have to be gone from wherever you slept before it gets light, because that's the rule. When you can't lay down before it gets dark.
I can sleep in the frickin' car. And so that's what we've been doing for the past couple of months.
And I waited for him to evict me from my apartment, and I went to live in the woods. I was born into a military family. My oldest brother died the day after my 3rd birthday and the day before his 9th birthday. We lived at the foothills of the Rocky Mountains. The police came and they asked my mom, has he ever ran away? And she said, yeah, he ran off one time. So they put him down as a runaway. It took 9 days for my dad to get home from Korea, and they were sitting on the back porch just about sunrise. My dad was looking up at the mountains because my mom had told us that they asked could they go hiking, and my dad saw buzzards. And my dad was the one that found the remains. There was nothing left but bones. But that changed my whole parents' life. My father blamed my mother, and she blamed herself. And that's when both my parents became alcoholics. I was pretty much abandoned, because my mother was going through mourning. I remember saying that I didn't want to live in a world without love, or a family without love. And that's when I really started causing trouble. I ran away about 30 times, 3 months shy of my 15th birthday, when my dad finally told me to leave and not to come back.
I grew up in a home where there was no supervision. Grandma died young. Before I was 11 years old, I'd been in every liquor house in 3 counties, all with my mom, all with my uncle, and all my friends was adults. I didn't know no children. I knew all adults. I've seen them do their drinking and fighting. And the first 2 things that my mom ever gave me was 2 ice picks and told me to use them. And that's when I suppose it all started. You're either gonna be a dog or you're gonna be a biscuit, and I chose to be a dog. I took lives. I did other things that I shouldn't have been doing. It's all coming back to haunt us now, which is the background check, meaning you can't get a job, places you can't find to live. I thought I'd paid my debt to society, but society is not very forgiving.
I found a room that was for $200, and it got snapped up before I could even respond. It was already gone. You were the first person I thought of, too, I know. He kind of camps out in a specific area, and he's kind of the leader of that camp area. He wants to be sure that people are taking care of each other. He wants to be sure that people are taking care of themselves.
But over the past 5 months, we've accumulated a lot of squatters. While you gone during the daytime, they stealing everything you got in your tent. They get drunk and they want to fight, and you don't want no part of this.
Everybody that lives out here watches out. Like if I'm here, somebody walks down the track that we don't know, I'll ask them their business. Weeks ago, the people that lived over there, they had some stuff stolen, and then somebody stole my food.
You got people up and down the railroad track, up and down the river. You don't know who these people are. You don't know who's gonna come in there and kill you at night and keep right on going. I'm thinking about the end result, And like laying in that tent for 4 or 5 days dead without anybody knowing it.
Growing up, I didn't realize that drugs were really rampant in my family. And I didn't know mental illness runs in my family either, because we don't talk about things like that. I was working 2 full-time jobs, he was working, and we were still not making enough money to rent a place. Wow. My kids, they're still mad at me for leaving, for going into rehab. She would have had daycare, everything set up. My daughter, she had come and live up here with us for about a year, and she was pregnant about 2 months before the baby was to be born. She was listening to her dad, and she left. And that's the first time one of my kids had lived with me in 8 years. I just couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't go out around people. I couldn't make it stop.
God, I hate when that happens.
And I was poor.
And I was poor.
This is the first day I've been out without Joshua, all by myself. He's called me a couple of times to see how I'm doing.
And they did the same thing to me on the food stamps. And I go, okay, how am I supposed to eat in the interim?
And then it takes you a month to get them back up.
I'm trying to get back out because now our car's broken down and we really need that car. So I'm trying to get back to work so I can help him get it fixed.
I mean, they can always tell us that we have to leave and tow my car. This is one of the few parking lots where you won't see a no trespassing sign or no loitering. I couldn't have asked for my car to break down in a better place. I really couldn't have. I pulled that down. I pulled the other side down. Our blankets are rolled up. We just roll them out. Things are going to look up. They got to. I've already hit the bottom. Ain't nowhere else to go.
Somebody stole your pack last night?
Yeah.
Eddie, I'm sorry. That's the second time.
I'm not complaining. God's given me the earth.
You can, though.
Oh, Shannon, she makes me feel wonderful. She remembered my name the first time I came here. She always makes a point to pat me on the back or something, like literally not.
As you come into this place changes because you're here.
And Eddie's amazing. He was one of the many I've seen the biggest transformation in since we've been open. Like, he used to have no one talk to him, and just coming in here, it's been able to see, like, oh wow, I have a voice, and it matters, and people care about me, and trying to help him understand, like, yeah, we care about you, but you care about yourself, too, you know?
Thank you for letting me in here. A lot of places I ain't allowed in.
You're always welcome here. Just as you are.
Thank you. 12 baskets is the highlight of my existence, really. I get to be around people and get a hot meal. It's different than pouring canned food down your throat. It's nice to sit at a table and be around people, even though I don't like to be around people that much, but I know it's helpful.
Yeah.
I was born with every opportunity given to me. I had a home, truck, boat, everything was good, and then when I got divorced, that's one of the things I just stopped caring about anything. I'm way behind child support. At first, my ex-wife was on me, and police were on me, and I got locked up for it once. I mean, it'd be different if I knew if my kids were going without, but I know where they live, and I know they're doing well. She's remarried and to a wealthier guy.
How long has it been since you've seen your mom?
My father, he will not speak to me. He hasn't for basically since I got divorced, because he was very close with my children. My children, that's the thing that eats me up. My son, he was just a newborn. I called his cell phone, and he said, "Who is this?" I said, "Your father." Click. So that kind of hurt, and that's when I was like, you know what, I'm trying, and it hurts.
We all make mistakes. Don't beat yourself up. You have the strength to beat this.
Yeah, I'm about to.
Okay, you said yourself yesterday you've been doing better. You cut back, you cut back, you cut down, and you're honest about it. That takes a hell of a lot of courage. And Mr. Eddie is somebody who struggles mightily with addiction. For so many folks that struggle, it's self-medicating from a life that has just continued to beat them down. I think any of us can look back on our lives and say, oh, well, that one decision, should my parents not have stepped in? Or should I not been able to sleep on my friend's couch? Or should I not have had my car? Or should the insurance not kicked in? Any one of us could have found ourselves in one of those places.